This video is about a topic that is central to your coursework here at Texas A&M University Commerce, and that concept is literacy. Literacy is a term that can be a little slippery because sometimes it seems like literacy is used to describe everything. For example, in the English 1302 textbook called Ethnographic Inquiries in Writing that you're using at this university, there's an article called something like "Why is literacy being used as a metaphor for everything else?" And that article talks about this problem in great detail, and so I won't go into that here. But what I will say is that for the purposes of this course, I think that it's important that we come up with a term that we can all agree with. And so after talking to many of the instructors in this program and as director of the program, this is the term that I'm going to put out there for us to work with in this class, okay? I'm going to say that literacy means reading, writing, and interpreting with some kind of linguistic or symbolic system. Okay, so you need to think about what reading and writing and interpreting means and what a linguistic or symbolic system means. Scholars like Brian Street remind us that analysis of literacy always involves some kind of analysis of the culture that literacy practice is embedded within. Okay, so that helps us think about then why in 1302 we're doing literacy ethnography, because in order to understand a literacy practice or a literacy artifact, these are terms that are important, you have to understand the culture within that artifact or practice exists, right? Okay, so just keep in mind that the best way to approach a study of a culture, community, experience with literacy is to think about it in terms of a literacy practice and through ethnographic research, okay? And so just to recap, literacy is culturally situated and informed. There are literacy artifacts and literacy practices involved with any study of this kind of practice. And literacy, for the terms and for the purposes of this class, it is the act of reading, writing, or interpreting some kind of symbolic or linguistic system. Okay, I hope that helps get everybody on the same page. But I hope that in your classes you will talk about this term a little more, sort of get your hands around it because it is a slippery term, but it's very important and central to the work that we're doing in these classes, okay? Good luck.